Welcome back to this week's Songs to Chew podcast. I'm Peter Alsop. Today's song is Lists, an uninhibited, non-sexist love song from my Asleep at the Helm album and my Songs on Sex and Sexuality album. Most of us grow up in some sort of family of origin. These early families of ours usually come with a certain amount of turmoil and chaos, especially from a little kid's perspective. What's different from family to family is the degree of support and emotional and physical safety we experience while we're growing up. My family was no different. We were pretty safe physically, bounced around a bit emotionally, and my response to my family's particular type of scramble was to try to make sense of it all by organizing it. It's one of the many gifts I received from my time with my early family was an ability to pay attention to details and make lists. Seemed like if I could write things down and put them into some sort of order, it gave me the feeling that there was some order in the world. I felt like I had some sort of handle on all the mountains of input my little computer was trying to process. I was certainly not in control, but making lists and organizing things was a way to sort through and file whatever life was throwing my way. Helped me feel like I could pull myself out of the undertow that sometimes sucked the sand out from under my feet. How's that for a graphic description of growing up in America? There are lots of us who struggle to make sense of our lives, especially these days, what with climate change, a global pandemic, sheltering in place, and all the other unprecedented happenings we hear about on the news every day. My heart goes out to kids and teens and young adults who have to stay home and curtail their natural desires to get out and taste life, explore, learn, touch, achieve wondrous things, hug and wrestle with each other, test their mettle, meet new people, win, lose, fall in love, argue, cry, have sex, travel, and collect new adventures and stories. I got to do those things. And I eventually found a mate out there who was doing those very same things too. I wrote this song, Lists, for my wife, Ellen, when we first got together. Yes, she makes lists like I do, in the vain attempt to feel like we're organized. So here's a love song of sorts. I suspect some of you might have found some sanity in making lists too. Here we go.
A list of things to do, but now my only list is you. And my list keeps getting longer, I hope we never make it through. I want to laugh with you out loud, I want to meet you in a crowd, I want to buy you leather clothes, I want to hold you by your toes. I want to travel across the country together on a northern train. I want to sing with you in harmony and run through pouring rain. Do you feel me too? Are the shivers coming through? I want to make you room to grow. I want to share the stuff we know. I want to touch you when you're still. I want to roll you down a hill. I want to lather up your shoulders, shampoo fingers through your hair. I want to gather up your worries and throw them in the air. Do you feel me too? Are the shivers coming through? Do you feel me too? Am I coming through? Do 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 do. When you're sad, I want to show you Paris, France. I want to listen to your stomach while you're teaching me to dance. I want to wade into your eyes and I want to taste your tongue. I want to listen to you whisper. I want to kiss you when you come. Do you feel me too? Are the shivers coming through? Do you feel things to do, but now my only list is you. And my list keeps getting longer, I hope we never make it through. Do, 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 do.
I play the Appalachian Mountain Dulcimer and a didgeridoo on this one. Tim Boatman played the African long drums and the marimba. We had to burn a little can of sterno under the long drums to warm them up enough to get them to the same drone pitch that we had on the dulcimer. Liszt's is about falling in love. And as you may know, falling in love is an altered state of mind, not unlike being drugged. As the falling part implies, we may feel like we're losing our sense of self and our ability to see things clearly. Hard to set boundaries when we need to, right? And as we can become compulsive and obsessive about another person, it may be helpful to ask ourselves if we can reframe our falling in love to growing in love with someone instead, which requires that we have an awareness of all the difficult parts of building a new relationship that includes emotional safety and caring and humor, as well as sexual intimacy. When we really look closely at the lists we make to organize our lives, they provide us a concrete way to see how we think and how we prioritize the things that are most important to us. At one point in my life, I'd wake up, grab my list and my pen, and write down, wake up, open eyes, breathe, sit up, write list, cross things off list that I've accomplished, put feet on floor, stand up. I knew it was completely crazy and compulsive, but I got so much joy out of crossing things off my list. I start each day feeling great because I was already getting a lot of stuff done. Fortunately, I realized that compulsive list making can bring a loving relationship to its knees. So when we feel that we must follow a list and complete everything, we may have lost sight of why the list was made in the first place, because our lives still continue to be out of balance. Ellen and I have been together for 45 years so far. I've made it through almost everything on the list. I don't think we've traveled across the country together in a northern train yet, but it feels like it's important to always have something on our list that we haven't gotten to yet. You know what a bucket list is, right? The list of all the things you want to do before you kick the bucket, which means, if you're wondering, when you die. So if I get everything on my bucket list done, then maybe it's time to kick the bucket. Sorry for the digression, but I just looked up that saying, kick the bucket, to find out where it came from, because I use it and I didn't know. Here's what Wikipedia says. To kick the bucket is an English idiom, considered a euphemistic, informal, or slang term meaning to die. A common theory is that the idiom refers to hanging, either as a method of execution or suicide, wherein the person with the noose around their neck stands on a bucket, and when the bucket is kicked away, the person hangs and dies. So on that cheery note, I'll say farewell because I'm at the end of my list of things to talk to you about. Thanks for joining me and for listening to another Songs to Chew. I'll be back next week with another song. If you know anyone who might enjoy joining us, please let them know. You can find me on Facebook at We Like Peter Alsop. Oh, and I have a brand new album coming out next week. It's called Camping with Dads. It's about teaching our sons so our daughters no longer need me too, and modeling how we can pass on healthier messages to our boys. If you want to pre-order one, email me at peter@peteralsop.com. Meanwhile, please wear your mask, wash your paws, and stay 6 feet apart. Be safe. Bye for now.